What's going on, people? Welcome back to Sinclair TV, back again. And tonight we're going to be doing the transfer news or the transfer show, and also you do the latest on all things Newcastle United. So without further ado, I've got two guys who are massive Toon fans. Big up to Ian. How are you today, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Good. Had a busy day, but managed to get here, so buzzing.
So I was worried for you tonight as well, sort of thing, where you're going to make it, but
yeah,
because people are asking for you. And big up to Kyle. How are you, Kyle? Hope you're okay. Have you been feeling a bit better, mate?
Oh, mate, you didn't want to know. I've had a rough day like Ian, but we're here.
You're here, there, and everywhere. Right. Without further ado, guys who like the video, please give it a like. Make sure you subscribe as well to the channel. And also, if you like the super chat, it is open. And if you'd like to become a member, it's just 99p. And do follow K-Pover NUFC and Ian Sutcliffe on Facebook as well. And before we go on to the main show, house rules as usual. Hi to everyone in the chat and everyone watching the show. Please remember to keep comments respectfully. No all caps duplicates. No discussing or promoting other people's channels unless given permission by me. Allow mods to mod while you enjoy the show. And for those who's been watching my show for the first time, welcome to my show and welcome to my channel. JSTV is a channel for fans of football, whatever your club may be. But there be no doubt, it's all the heart of Newcastle United. And let's go straight to the comments set as well. Hi to Luca. Hi to Jules. And yeah, there you go. You can see it there as well. And super chat's available as well. And we've got one from Leslie. Hi to Leslie in the chat. Hi to Ches as well. And hi to Rat the Toon as well. Hi to Leslie, of course. And hi to Stephen. I hope you'll agree it. Yeah, so what it is, right? I mean, we're going to go through straight onto the first target. Carl might have heard of him as well as Dominic Szoboszlai from Leipzig. And according to reports as well from Germany, that talks are going from their side, right? But he's got a transfer fee, a market value of 60 million English pounds as well. And that's his release clause. And this guy is a super player. What I love about him, he can play as number 6 and 8, a run playmaker. He can play right on the left as well. His passing ability is absolutely fantastic as well. And he's been scoring goals as well. So, Kyle, what do you think of Dominic Szoboszlai? And would you take him in Newcastle?
Yeah, of course. I think anyone who says they wouldn't, they've got some high expectations because the lads have an absolute gem in the Bundesliga. I've not seen him play live, obviously not live, but like what I mean is like I've not watched him when he's playing like live for his team. I've just seen like highlights, but looks a hell of a player. And for 60 million, you'd snap him up. Honestly, I'd love him at the club, and it's one of the areas I think we need to concentrate on the most on is midfield. We've got Bruno, we've got Joe. You don't really want you out wide, but it'd be nice to have someone like him as well in the middle. And we need depth. It'd be nice to have people to bring on at Willock and all that. But for him, he's a first star. He's an absolute baller. But it's hard because I'm watching I'm not really paying attention at this stage of really like rumors and like tweets of people saying, well, we're linked to him, and all this crap. I'm basically just blocking people at this stage. Because you just don't know what to believe. But at this stage, it's like it's too good to be true, and I'm not going to get too carried away or too excited. It's a bit early for that, but I would love him at the club for 60 million as well. Absolutely, any day of the week, I'd love him at the Toon. And you've seen him in his interview saying, I think he is going to leave, but is he coming to the Toon? It's a bit too early to tell. But yes, I'd absolutely love him here. I think he looks like a great player, and for 60 million, I'd snap your hand off. Yeah.
31 appearances, 6 goals this season, 8 assists for Leipzig as well. And Ian, this guy, he's got a super shooting technique. I mean, his free kicks are fantastic. And also as well, his passing ability is world class. Close control as well, ball control as well, first touches, everything. And he's quick thinking as well. He's a German international, and he used to play for Salzburg as well. He used to play with Erling Haaland. This guy, 23 years old, he fits the bill, doesn't he? Surely.
Yeah, he looks class. He looks quite physical as well from what I've seen of him. He can put it around a bit, so He's good. From the bits I've seen, I've not seen him in many game situations, if I'm being honest. But the bits I've seen, he looks really good, closing down. He's quick, like you say. He's decent with set pieces as well, and he's a good free kick taker. And cheers, Les. And yeah, it looks quality. My personal preference would be the bit I've seen of him. I would prefer him over Maddison, to be honest. But I'd take them both, if I'm being perfectly honest. But I don't think that's going to happen. So yeah, but for 60 million quid, what 70 million euro release clause in it, so it's about 60, 62, whatever that is. You think he's worth every penny of it?
Did Leipzig get in the Champions League?
Yeah, doing the Champions League.
I
think they're in Group C. They're in pot three.
Right. Okay. The thing is, you don't want to get carried away too early at this stage, because we're talking about him and how good he is, and like he's a great price, and he's young, and he's this, he's a ball. I say, Joe, he's hard as fuck, and then we sign McTominay. Do you know what I mean? That's why I'm just like, I'm taking a step back. I'm not getting too excited. I'm waiting.
I think there's so many players out there that there's so many good players that we can choose from that if we don't get one, we will get another. So it's sort of what I'm sort of doing is just looking at everybody and thinking, well, they're all good, and all right, a personal preference may be Dominic. That's what I'll call him because I can't say his surname. Dominic, as opposed to
Szoboszlai.
as opposed to say Maddison. But if we got Maddison, you're guaranteed their assists and goals and set pieces and long shots, and they're very, they're all good players, aren't they? Like you say. So I agree, Kyle. It's just a case of waiting and seeing, really.
Yeah.
And according to Hungarian reports as well, I mean, he's been likened to the legendary Ferenc Puskás as well. But you can't really put Puskás and Szoboszlai at the same breath, because Puskás is an absolute footballer legend of the 50s and 60s. But having said all of that, this guy, I mean, he is worth every penny. He must have paid about 28 million for this guy, and he has got everything in his locker. I mean, he's young, he's 23 years old, he's from the youth project as well, and he'd be worth every single penny. If he came to the Premier League, I think this guy would be absolutely fantastic. Also, he can play on the left-hand side if he needs to be, but if he does and he plays it on the left, that does look good for ASM. I mean, because he's thinking about his future as well. I don't want him to go, but if he does, I wish him well. But I can see why Eddie wants to get this guy. I think this guy would be a brilliant, brilliant player for Newcastle. He'll fit in.
Yeah, I can't believe what I literally just seen 2 minutes before I came on this podcast tonight.
Yeah.
And that was Gary McAllister signed for Liverpool. I know there was rumours, but like, why on earth? He would have fit in so well at our club. I'm annoyed. I'm a bit gutted. Like, I always had hope. I don't know. There was just part of us that I had hopes that because we got Champions League and they didn't, we might get him. And I thought he would really fit the bill. He'd be outstanding in our club. And I'm a bit gutted he's gone there. I really am. I'll be honest with you. And then I seen Kovacic has gone to Man City. I mean,
not done there yet, though, Cal. Not done deal yet.
Is it not? Okay. How much have Liverpool paid for McAllister? Do we know?
He's not signed for them. Has he not signed?
That's what I've
heard. I've not heard that one yet, Kyle.
That's not a done deal. That's not a done deal. You talk about Johnny Dunn, that's not a done deal. I mean, talking about it, but they want him, but that's not a done deal yet.
I could imagine that happening, though, Kyle. I could see that happening. I could.
Yeah.
They do need someone in that mould, don't they?
Yeah.
But then again, like what was just said a minute ago, one person moving there opens up somebody else to come to us. That's the way I'm looking at it. So, like as soon as I think there's going to be a lot more activity early doors this season than there was in previous seasons. Definitely, I think it's going to move quicker. I reckon we'll probably open the window and have a couple of players virtually straight away. I think there'll be a few in there now because we're more prepared now, and we've like everyone knows we've got Champions League, so
and we've got more freedom. Yeah. I mean, Mason Mount can go Man U. I don't care about that. Have him.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But McAllister to Liverpool, that hurts me. That hurts a little bit.
He's good, like
he's really good. And the last thing you want Liverpool is getting a good midfield. That's the last thing we want to see. So I thought maybe we would, compete to getting him. With us having Champions League, I thought we might have a better chance. We've got the money. But let's hope it's not a done deal, and let's hope there's still a chance we might go in for.
Well, Time will tell. Time will tell. But we haven't got Alexa McCaster on the list, unfortunately, because I don't know if we're going to get him. Big up to Davey, by the way. Great to see. Go through the comments as well. Great to see you linked to Champions League quality players. About time. Going to be an exciting summer. You know what it is, Davey? We are so excited. So excited. Any news on Kimi Yai? 40 mil. Is it still for him? Hanging. Listen, he's rated at £52 million. Manchester United wants him as well. If we can get Kimi Yai from Napoli, that'd be one hell of a buy because he's quick, powerful, and he plays ball out from the back well as well. He could do 20 things in a game, according to Spalletti. Spalletti could be leaving Napoli at the end of the season and after winning Lo Scudetto as well. Not for you. We're talking not for you, Alan. Not for us neither. Got one here for Ferdinand. Brighton 170 mil for Alexa McAllister. And that would be worth it, I think. Klopp with Ruben McAllister's ligaments. Oh, man, I'm not going to read that much, but I can see what you mean. And we don't want many rejects, lads. That's absolutely right. But going back to Szoboszlai and £60 million, would you sign him? Is he worth every penny? For me, I was going to say yes for me.
I haven't seen enough of him, so I'm just guessing just from what I've seen in rumours, and he looks like a great player. You can make anyone look good in highlights, though, but let's hope he's as good as what everyone else is saying. But I'm just being honest. I haven't seen him enough to say, yep, he's worth every penny. I've seen McAllister. He's worth every penny. 70 mil. He was the best player in the World Cup. And I know I'm going back onto him, but I know him. So I think, yes, he's worth it. But I can't really say, is Dominic worth 60 mil? I don't know. But from what I've heard and what people are saying, he looks like a really good player. And yes, I'd be over the moon if we got him.
I've seen him more in internationals than club football. He looks really handy. Like he was.
Does he?
Yeah. He's a proper player. Like I think he'd be min. But again, it's like you can look good when you're playing against England or other international teams. It's probably not actually at the level unless you get right. At the Premier League, but he does look. For me, he looks good, and I think he's definitely worth 60 million quid. Like from what I've seen, and it's not just that; it's the fact that we are actually interested in. I know that sounds a bit sort of strange, but they do that much homework, Eddie Howe and Dan Ashworth, and that they wouldn't even entertain paying that sort of money if the person wasn't spot on, would they? So
exactly.
I'd say so.
Look at Isaac.
But you're right. Yeah, exactly. But you're right. When you're looking on YouTube and stuff like that, you see an 8-minute highlights and you watch it. Everybody looks like bloody Ronaldo or Maradona, don't they? You know what I mean? But
yeah,
exactly. You got to do it. You got to do proper scouting. You got to do research. It's no good watching him on YouTube thinking, "Wow, he's a great player." At the end of the day, right? You got to do the research as well. Let's go on to thank you, Ches. No all caps, please. Thank you. We need a goal scorer. Isak and Wilson are awesome, but if we get any injuries, we are screwed. Who would you buy? For me, I'd love to get fit to Osimhen, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. He's got a market value of £135 million from Napoli, and they talk about a renewal as well. But every player has their price, and if Napoli feel that money is worth it, they will sell. They will not sell Osimhen and Kvaratskhelia the same season. That's never, ever going to happen anytime soon. But for me personally, I was surely looking for one, but it'll probably have to be a younger player as well. I mean, Erling Haaland would be nice, but that's never going to happen soon.
Good.
Big up to Ferdinand as well. Is it true Man United away jerseys black and white stripes? I heard rumours of that as well, by the way. And I'm thinking that would be very, very strange if that happens.
It is, yeah.
It is black and white. Oh, yeah. Wow. That's not good. I think they'd be furious as well. The boy is a baller worth every penny. We talk about the Szoboszlai and John McGuy and Ian. And don't forget the Carol as well. Stu, I hope you're having a good day, mate. All set for the weekend. And hi to Julie J. I hope you're having a good day, Julie. And we've got one from Mason's TV. Hi to you, Mason. We're going to talk about Gabri, Veiga in a bit. So, Alan, hold that thought, please, mate. Hold that thought. And yeah, all it is, right? I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, Snowball, right? Went to Leipzig as a talent, right? And they rate him very, very highly. I mean, he's got Leipzig third this season, yeah. And also, I like about him, when he goes on one-on-one situations as well, his quick thinking and his ability to act under pressure allows him to make an impact on the game, even if there's a little space to play in. And I tell you what, he is, like I said, I mean, he's good enough to play for Arsenal for me. But if you can get this kid's got a long-term future at Newcastle United. And Kyle,
Which guy?
Slowball.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really say much more on him. I just have to trust what everyone else is saying. I've not seen him. Yeah. I mean, trusting Eddie and trusting, like you say, Dan Ashworth. They know what they're doing. We're not that club anymore where we're just signing daft players. We've got the proper men in the proper club. And it's just exciting for me as a fan to trust them and to look forward to it. Like, it was a bit like Bruno. I didn't see really enough of Bruno. I'd heard of him. And I heard good things, seen him with Brazil and that, but I've never actually seen him play for Lyon much. But look at him now, look how good he is, So hopefully it's another Bruno coming in, and if we can get him for 60 mil, absolutely, mate. All right.
100%, 100%. Hi to David again. Cheeky Fico and Newcastle winning the title. I don't think we win it next season. Give it a couple more seasons. I think we will, Davey. And I've got every confidence in this team. Hi to Lee Lewis. Please, Lee, if you subscribe to my channel, mate, that'd be fantastic. Thank you very much indeed. I hope you're having a good evening as well. And wow, they should change their club name to Newcastle. Exactly. Right, let's go on to the next target. It's going to be Gabri Veiga for Celta Vigo, and he's got a market value of £35 million. This guy is good as an absolute baller, and he is so talented. The kid is talented as well. He has always scored 9 goals. Is it 9 goals and 4 assists or something like that? Yeah, he is a wanted man. He's also been linked to Man City and Real Madrid. And his breakout season, he is so highly rated. Reports come out of Madrid side saying that he's on the verge of joining us. Even Daily Express has said it as well. The Mail said it as well. They quickly said that that's not true. But he's a young lad, just turned 21 years of age and 6'1". And what do you think of him, Carl? Go with you, Carl, again. And Spanish international. He will be a Spanish international. What a player. And they're rating him so highly.
They are. Everyone seems to be banging on about him. I'm a bit worried, though, with his age. It's the Premier League, you got to remember. But if Real Madrid and Man City are after him, then he's got something, hasn't he? I don't know what price he is, well, but...
got a release clause, they're saying, of €30 million.
30 mil.
Yeah,
30 euros.
Well, it's rated 35, but if they get relegated, then that could be a problem for Celta Vigo. And,
shit.
That is not good. Will they get 35 mil? I don't know, but they tried to time down to a new deal so they get more money for the guy, but he hasn't done so.
And now it's not easy fighting with City and Real Madrid. They're the last 2 teams you want to be after battling with when it comes down to signing players. So just with that, I don't think we'll get him, if that's true, because any player in the world will pick Real Madrid over any club in England. It's every player's dream to play for Real Madrid and Barcelona. So, I don't think we'll get him. I think this is just another dream. This little baller, this little wonder kid that we're going to have, this new Xavi, Iniesta, but I can't see it happening. But 30 million is an absolute bargain from what people are saying about him. But I'll go to Ian, mate. I've not seen him play that much, but everyone's, saying
I'm in the same sort of boat as you. I've only really seen him on YouTube, funnily enough. I've watched a few things, so he looks absolutely mint, to be honest. I know it is just watching clips on YouTube, but he looks absolutely mint. I would say he is probably... He would fit in really well. He'd come in straight away into our team in that right-hand number 8 position. So, alongside whether it be instead of or understudy to Longstaff, but I think we would be able to offer him more minutes at this age. He's only just turned 21, hasn't he, John, or something? He was. I'm sure he's
just turned 21 years of age.
That's the selling point.
That's a great point what you've just made there, mind.
Very good point.
Yeah, so I think he that's the one thing that would sway it in our direction is he'd probably be sat on the bench playing sort of minimal minutes for the other teams, whereas he could come to us and with a view of you know, having 2 or 3 years with us and thinking he might then move on to somebody like that, but then realising the Toon's mint and not wanting to go anywhere. Like Bruno, because Bruno's going nowhere either.
No, he's not. It's a load of shite, that.
Tell us about it. He's going to, we're going to touch on, we're going to come back on the Bruno in a bit as well, but we're talking about Veiga as well. With him, right, he's a Roman playmaker. Yeah, he plays as number 6 and number 8, right, and he loves to control the game from the midfield through his passing, and also loves very clever runs as well to the end of the ball to a teammate as well. And they call him the midfield maestro, and it's just so easy why this guy's been watched by Liverpool and Arsenal as well, even Man City and Real Madrid. But I tell you what, I mean, if we can get him, right, I mean, they got to play him somewhere. I think he'll fit in again at Newcastle United, but it's going to take him time. What I don't want is a Fabio Vieira type player. So it's going to come in and be weak. This guy is 6'1". He's built for the Premier League, and he is just matured with age every game. You see?
You can imagine him being proper looked after as well with Big Joe and that, like his big uncle, you know, like protecting him and that. I think he'd love it, mate. For a great price as well. I think we'll end up spending over 200 million this market. And I only say that because I go back to what Amanda said. We are going to win the Premier League. We are going to win the FA Cup. We're going to win the Champions League. And when your an owner is saying that, that means you can't do that without spending big. That means they're here to win shit. And they don't, you know, it's like, I don't know, I can't remember who said it, but the Saudis don't do second place. And when they're saying that we're going to win it all, it means, and Eddie said, oh, it's not a bottomless pit. But when your owner's saying what they're saying, we're going to win everything. There's only one way to win everything, and that is by pulling your pursuit, Amanda's purse out, and and spending big. So yeah, 30 million's nothing compared to what I think we'll be spending. So if we can get a player like him for that amount, it'll be over the moon.
He'd be cheaper than James Maddison, by the way. Let's be real. Yeah.
Yeah, but the price.
Yeah.
And Maddison's going to be what, 40, 45 minimum, and he's going to be 25 because if it's correct that it's a 30 million euro release, then and I'm sure that somewhere I read that wouldn't even be a lump sum as well. That would be like a structured, so it could be over 5 years, which is then even better for FFP. You know, where it's separated over the 5 years.
Yeah.
So I think that's what they're looking at as well. A lot from I'm just going off obviously what other people are saying on channels and bits in the press and such that all the players that we're looking at, the majority of them are going to be these structured deals where you can pay like as a percentage up front and then the rest over so many years and bonuses and such. So he'd be classed though. I literally just watched him before, just when I got in, because obviously I knew they were going to do something on him, I guessed anyway. So. And he looks really good. Does look good.
He looks a great player. He looks a good young player. Excuse me. Let's go to some comments. We'll talk about Morgan Gabri as well. Please smash the likes up. 42 people watching in the building. Thank you very much indeed. Do also follow Ian on his Facebook and K Povey NUFC on social media. David, do you think Champions League is too big of a step? For me, David, I don't. And I'll tell you for why. Because we're in Champions League now. We can spend on better players, yeah. And for me, and the thing is as well, right? I mean, I want to be a winner. I want to be in the Champions League, yeah, with the players that we got. We got good enough players to be in the Champions League, and we deserve it. Newcastle United fans deserve success. We all know that, yeah. We haven't won the title since 1927. We haven't won the Domestic Cup since 1955, the FA Cup. We haven't won the European title since 1969. It's been 54 years. Yeah, I know you got to take step by step, but Newcastle United are a massive club. We get 52,000 every week, so we deserve success at this football club. How many homegrown players must we have in Europe next season? If Dummett doesn't extend its deal, it means Lewis, Miley may be registered. That's a good question, Harry. Hi to you, mate.
It's 4 homegrown players under 21 that have been trained at the club for 3 years, I think. So that's any age, but they've been trained under the age of 21 for 3 years, I think. So that'd include like Sean Longstaff and people like that. You know what I mean? So Dummett would be in there as well. But I'm sure, I don't know if this for certain, there's 4 of the homegrown, and then you need another 4 which are UK homegrown, so that's fine. We've got that already covered. But if you don't have the 4 homegrown, club-grown players, you lose 1 out of the 25. So I don't know how it stands with kids that are under 21 anyway, because I was sure, I might be wrong and someone can shoot us down if I am, but I was sure that they didn't even need registering. So you could have your 25-man squad, but then kids under 21 who are with the club could come in anyway. That might be just the Premier League, not the Champions League, but I was fairly sure that's the case. I'm sure somebody will know, like I say in the chat.
I think you have to have own talent, homegrown players in the squad for the Premier League. For the Champions League, it might be different. I could be wrong on that, but we have to have a look into that as well and find out how it's going to be. But like I said, I mean, I can't see Dummett signing another deal, another year. The thing is, I like Dummett, but he needs first-team football. That is the thing. But
I think he...
Go on.
Go on, sorry, Kyle.
Go on, Cal. Go on, Cal.
I'm just going to say he's not going to get it at our club, is he? And I agree. You know, he's got to move on. With Champions League now. And to go back on Davy's question, is it too big of a step? It's absolutely not. We're in the best league in the world. We've been 3rd all season. We've not even come out of the top 4. Liverpool couldn't even see the top 4 this season. We've got to Wembley. We've got the final, and that's with the team that we've got now. We'll spend over 200 million. We're going to be prepared for that competition next season. Look what we've done this season with the team we've got. Honestly, man, it's exciting. It's not too big of a step, and we can even do really well in it. Like, look at the teams that I've been watching Champions League. They're not even that good. They're not. These other leagues, these teams that are getting in, they're nowhere near where we are. And this is before we've spent the money. We're going to do all right now in this competition. I think it'll be a surprise how well we do. I think we're going to do all right.
I think you're right. I think we'll take people by surprise. They'll not be used to our style of play, and a lot of teams won't be able to handle it.
Our energy, man, we don't stop running. We've got to want it more than anything, man. Honestly, we're gonna go for it. Like, I think we're gonna surprise a few.
Gonna have to agree. I mean, Ferdinand said about Paulinho for Fulham. I think he's a cracking player. 28 years old, turned 29. Madrid team focus on Bellingham, Liverpool on McAllister, and Cornet. So I have to hope. Don't count us out from getting him, lads. Come on, yep. Oh, cool. We get plenty of trans options if we don't get Veiga. For example, the Turkish one kid, Arda Güler, who's linked with us and Arsenal. I mean, Güler, I don't know a lot about this guy. But
he looks class.
He looks a good player. He looks amazing. A very good player. I don't know a lot about him, but I will check him out as well. Thank you, Ches. Szoboszlai is one of the most of us want. He should be our top priority. He literally could be our Kevin De Bruyne. That's a flipping good shout there, mate. That's a cracking shout. On
we've got a Kevin De Bruyne. We've got a Fabian Shaw. Have you seen Fabian Shaw pinging them balls from the back? Oh, it's underrated, mate. He's unreal.
Yeah, unreal. 49 people in the building. Thank you very much indeed. I appreciate watching the channel. Thank you very much, Steve. Yep. Also streaming live on Facebook and also on social media, Twitter.
It was Simon Jordan. Well done, Jag. That's right. That's where I heard it.
Jordan. There you go. Yeah, but going back to Veiga, would you take him to Newcastle, or do you think he needs another year with Celtic Veiga if they stay up?
Yeah, take him now. I would. For that price, I would take him straight away, 100%. You know, he's probably worth double that if he was in a better team right now. You know, you've seen the stats he's kicking off in arguably the second best league in the world, you know, after the Premier League.
Yeah.
He's got goals and assists. He looks really, really, really strong for his age as well. He's only going to get better. Like, you know, he's only just turned 21, hasn't he? And he's, you know, when he's running with the ball, he's so powerful. So it's a no-brainer to get him, you know.
Yeah, and he won't cost you. He's not costing you an absolute fortune either. We need that depth. And you know, I couldn't believe that one of the, you know, when I see the day, I can't get over it. Yeah. Harry Maguire's been paid. He's on 190 grand a week. That's more than Bruno.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I couldn't believe that the day when I seen that. He's not even been playing. 200 grand a week he's on. Mental.
Getting splinters in his ass.
Mental. That kid's won at
Unbelievable.
life. Aye.
Just go some more comments as well. I do apologise, got flying through tonight, but Keito's coming in. Thank you very much indeed. Lads, would you have Madison in the summer? For me, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure now because I watched him. All right, some of the games he's played, I think he's a good player. I really do. But I'd rather go for a younger player with a good price as well. For me, Szoboszlai, I'd take all day long. I'd take him over Madison. I mean, Slova's got a lot. It's got a lot going for him as well. And once the lads get to the Champions League next season, they will be hungry for it every year after. And it's good to get around FFP restraints a bit. Absolutely right. And one from David. John, did you notice last night when Roma players went to say pens, the Sevilla fans were making loud noises? I thought it was disgusting, to be fair. Very bad sportsmanship by them. Absolutely. I thought some of the fans done that. Shocking. Absolutely shocking as well. And we got one here for Champions League. 4 club-going players, minimum 3 years from age 15 at the club. Not sure if Miley qualifies. Thank you for that, Leslie. And one more for now. Sobo, Madison, Veiga, Franca, and Maida, all good options. We'll be happy with any of them. That is from Foxy, even to Foxy as well. Right, just going to go through some latest news on Newcastle. They're going to talk about Bruno. I mean, he will be offered a new contract, a new 5-year deal, 200k a week, Ian. He will be the highest paid player in Newcastle United's history. He is worth every single penny. Would you get him to sign a contract right now?
Yeah, he deserves it. He's if you look at the quality he's got against other players who are playing for other teams in the Premier League, we're arguably getting a deal at 200 grand a week. You know, when you look at the amount that you just mentioned one there, you know, Slabhead's getting paid 190 grand a week to get splinters on his arse, you know, at Manchester United. So yeah, you got to pay him a good wage. You know, he deserves it. He seems really loyal. He's up for the fight, and you've got to remember he's played basically since Christmas or shortly after Christmas. He's basically played for all those months with injuries. You know, whether it be whether it be knocks, but his ankle's not been right for me anyway for months and months now, and he's played through it. He's had injections, I would imagine, and just gone. And he was there on the last game of the season, so you can't commit. You can't question his commitment, you know. So, yeah, get him tied up. We'll keep him for another few years, and when we start winning stuff, he'll not want to leave. You know, simple as that. I can't see. His missus is putting out constantly things about loving the area. His dad's a legend. His dad's as famous as him. You know what I mean? Like, so why is he want to? If he goes anywhere else, he'll go to Real Madrid. You never know what their fans are going to be like with you as well. Do you know what I mean? When you look at the likes of what's his name, Welsh lad,
Gareth Bale.
Yeah, Gareth Bale. Yeah, you know, he went there. He arguably won him a Champions League final, and they flipping hated him. You know what I mean? So
he loves his golf too much.
yeah. You know, so I don't think Bruno's going anywhere.
No,
100%. You agree with that, Carl, don't you? He's not going nowhere at all whatsoever. Can't see it. It's not going to happen.
Nah, the lad's already a hero here in this town, and we absolutely love him. He deserves every penny. You can see how much we change when he's not in that squad. That's how you know when someone's that good, that they're now world class. It's like you take that man of the team, you're worried, and he is our man that we need in that lineup every week. And you know, like you say, we're a big club now in the Champions League. We've got to start paying these players, these world-class players, the money that they. Do you know what I mean? You know, we can't keep thinking we're gonna keep paying the 80 grand a week to players and to win everything. No, it doesn't work like that. So yeah, when we've got these top players, you've got to pay them, and it's because they're good enough, and they're a vital element to winning everything you want to win. So yeah, you need to pay him. He deserves it as well. He's been fantastic this season. He had a blip with the injury. You could tell the difference, but when he's fit, he's world class.
Yeah, and his son's a Geordie as well. Matteo's a Geordie, isn't he? You know what I mean? So
he is absolutely. And the comments totally agree. Bruno is a Geordie. Doesn't want to go nowhere. His family and kids are settled. He loves it here, and Bruno is worth every penny. Bruno, future captain. I can see it. Bruno lifts everyone's game, in my opinion. That's in Leslie. And bigger to N9NE. Bruno's worth every single penny. If you can, my friend, if you subscribe to my channel, that would be fantastic. Thank you very much indeed. And when I look at reports about Liverpool offering 87 million, Barcelona 87 million, I had to laugh because you know what it is, guys, right? The one person I believe, right, is Fabrizio Romano. Every time he speaks, he listens, yeah? Some of the press, right, like Football London, right, and all these puppet newspapers, right, you know, haven't got a clue. Because you know why? They're young journalists who have not got a clue, yeah? Fabrizio is the man to listen in. Here we go. Here we go.
90% of the time he gets stuff right. He certainly doesn't just put stuff on for clickbait. You know, that's pretty certain. So if he's saying that he's staying, which I presume that's what you mean, I've not actually seen anything. I've not been watching. I'm not on Twitter or anything, so I miss a lot of that side of things. But if is that what you're saying, that Fabrizio said he's staying with us?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, some of the people's come on, like, you know, I mean, I know these journalists like Mercato, which is an Italian agency, right? I don't believe them for 1 second. They're not the most reliable, unfortunately. Yeah, Marca, based in Madrid, sometimes they get it right, sometimes they don't. Build, based in Germany, yeah, they're normally spot on as well. So, I mean, I know these journalists, I know these media as well, and some of them young, the ones I never heard of before. I'm sorry, but Kiss in Naples, that's a funny one as well. I don't trust them neither. So
how are you not on Twitter, Ian? It's like
I used to be.
It's a daily newspaper of sport.
Yeah, well, I used to be on, but I thought it's a cesspool of. I'm trying not to swear because John doesn't like swearing on his channel. It's full of absolute knobbers.
It is.
And I thought to myself, I would probably rather not be pestered by idiots every day. Just people were just getting on my nerves. So
yeah,
I decided to come off it. And I'm still, you know, obviously I still check up on. I've got like One Football and loads of different publications I look at. But I do miss Twitter a little bit, I've got to say, but I don't miss it as much as I enjoy not seeing idiots spouting crap, basically. So
I just block.
That's the reason.
Yeah, I just block people. Me, like, it's easy enough. Just get rid of them.
Yeah, I just get in arguments with them. I can't help myself, so just
block and move on. That's what I do. Block and move on. What I do. Chronicle saying that we're interested in Coventry player Gyökeres and hadn't watched. Do you know out about him? Anything about him, Alan? Good question, Alan. 6'2". He is he's a good player. Scores lots of goals for Coventry City. And you know what it is, right? I mean, I heard someone say it would be after him as well, but how true it is, I got no idea. But for me personally, I'd rather go for someone better than Gil. I think he's a good player, I really do, and he's the one to watch in the summer. I think he'll be on his way. He's got a market value of £20 million at Coventry, and yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't think I have ever known a former two player to have a dad that has had the popularity Bruno's dad has. You know what it is? That's a good point, Kyle. That's a good point.
Maybe Shira's dad, but
yeah,
it's a good point.
Absolutely.
He gets in amongst it, doesn't he? He loves it. Do they all live here, do they?
Yeah.
That's cool. That
family's moved over.
Says it all, doesn't it? They're absolutely loving it. And I tell you what, mate, what club are you going to get this kind of support from, man? 50,000 every week, full to the brim. The music, the flags, everything, man. You're a hero. What more could you actually ask for except hot weather? Yeah, it's just.
You get that 3 weeks a year.
And we'll get it. Yeah, I was just going to say, it's June now and it's fucking awful out there. But what more? we can offer everything any player would ever want now, except the hot weather. Now we can deal with that.
That's the thing. I'm lucky because I live down south in Bristol, and the weather's been absolutely beautiful here today. It really has. John, fancy a pint before the next home game? I'd love to, David, but I don't get alcohol, but I'm up there. And if we do meet us, I'll do a quick interview with you as well. His dad's a man of the people. Even if Bruno leaves, he would stay. That's an N9NE. Did anyone see the England 20 game yesterday? Rob, last minute with a dodge VR pen. Foxy, I didn't watch it, mate. I did not. And obviously, you expect it in South America as well. And one more news on Newcastle. We're going to talk about Joe Linton. Big up to Joe. Got his first international cap for Brazil. And I tell you what, you've got to be so pleased for him as well, Ian, because he really deserves it. Eddie Howe has changed his career and he turned into a magnificent player and he deserves his cap.
Yeah, he's well deserved it for a long time. It's about 3 international windows too late for me. But he's at least they've done it now. They did promise it in the last 100%. One that he'd come in. Yeah, he's been absolutely amazing. He's my player of the season by a country mile. A lot of people have gone for Trips. I think obviously Trippier is so important to us, and there's other candidates out there, but for me, he's been absolute quality. Yeah, and he deserves it, and I'm buzzing for him. There was a report. I think it was. I can't remember where it was from, but there was a report. It might have been on Newcastle's website, but saying that he was going to go to the beach, but his missus made him stay in and watch the telly for when the squad was announced, and that when it was announced, he cried. I was just thinking,
no way.
Yeah, that's what I read. So
do you know what? I'd get emotional seeing him come on. I'm just picturing him coming on as a sub, and he's Brazil. And this might sound sad as outright, but some people might understand. But I'll get emotional. I don't get emotional, but to see him come on for Brazil, that would mean a lot to me. And he's got his code. He's got Eddie Howe to thank for that, and he's self, because he's been absolutely fantastic. And I agree with you, Ian, mate. He's my player of the season as well. He's been brilliant. Do you know, he's another one, and he's not in that team, but a bit soft,
Yeah.
He's a big uncle, that's got our back, and the teams were like the bully teams, and we do that best with Joe in the squad. I couldn't be happier for him, and I can't. Do you know, if Brazil play England, I'm kind of it's a win-win, because I love him that much. I'm a huge Joe Linton fan, and I cannot wait to see him in a yellow shirt.
Yeah,
agree 100%.
100%. Got one here as well. Mason Klopp got a Brazilian from Juve on loan. His name's Arthur Melo, and he has been an absolute flop. He wanted Arthur as his own Bruno and didn't work. That's why he wanted our Bruno. Do you know what it is? Why he hardly played. Yeah. His injury record is absolutely awful. That's why he hardly played. That is the thing. And Jolin's the beast, yes. And J7, first cap, and then we brought to Carl Allen. And you know what it is, right? I mean, there's so many Brazilians from the Premier League plays in the national team. And, he'd be playing 2 games against Senegal and Guinea as well. So for me, he's come a long way, 27 years old, and he's got 2 more years left on his contract. They need to get him tied down very, very quickly.
Imagine they put him up front instead of Richarlison.
Oh!
Can you imagine the playing him as a number 9? It'd just be easy, wouldn't it?
Will be fun.
I think Leslie's going to be happy with Tanji Shah. It's my favorite player of the season, considering cost $3 million, had so many head injuries and age. He's in talks about a new contract as well. So if he gets a new contract, he's did an interview with Swiss TV, and he is so happy. He is so happy as well. We had about 6 or 7 players, guys, right? Played under Steve Bruce. Couldn't do it. And here they are. Champions League and Eddie. John, what players would you like to see come in the summer? I'd like to see a left back. I'd like to see another centre back. I'd like to see a covering right back, a CDM. We need a attacker mid for Szoboszlai would be fantastic. A left side mid, and someone up front. Probably about 6 or 7 players, mate, if I'm honest with you. Do you know what I mean? But most of the players are going to stay anyway, Ian. They're going to stay anyway.
Yeah. I think there's going to be. What is it? I think there's 6. I can't remember. Les will know in the chat, but is there 6 players that are contracts ending that are either loaned out or
Yeah.
Pretty
We're
sure
going to talk about that in a bit as well. We're going to talk about the players that's going to be going at the end of the season.
So there's going to be a few go. That's why I think we'll sign 6 or 7 new players this season. I think 3 or 4 ready to go straight into the first team, or at least be challenging. So they'll be in the. I think that's probably the number that we need to make the squad effective and in all competitions. And probably 3 or 4 of them will be absolute worldies, and then maybe 2 or 3 who are decent players of the sort of level of Gordon or somebody like that, you know. But I think we're gonna get a surprise. I'm sure that, like, if you look at what Dan Ashworth's done over the years, he finds gems, hidden gems. He's done it for years and years. We know that, you know. We see who he brought in previously. So we might actually get a surprise in somebody that nobody's even heard of, or at least that haven't been linked. So I'm really looking forward to the window opening and seeing what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. And Kyle, your take?
Yeah, I'll just have a quick take before I get off, lads, because I've got a shoot.
Okay.
But yeah, I think Dan Asher is so important for this club. I think that is that's huge, you know, like having the right people in the club behind the scenes, getting the right players in, because Brighton do it so well. Man City got fucking Haaland in Akanji for less than 70 million. You know, then you look at teams that are just shit at it, like Chelsea, like, you know, and other clubs. Like, I mean, look what they got Cucurella for, what, the same price,
60 million.
And he's done now. So it's so important, and it's exciting because we've got the money to back it up, to give these amazing staff, you know, these experts in that area, to just do what they do best, and that is to get these amazing players in. So let's not listen to any ITKs, and let's just wait, sit back, enjoy it. And whoever does come in, just know that it's the right thing, you know, whether you think it is or it isn't. I'm sure it is, you know, because we know a lot less than what they do. But who would I like to see? Gary McAllister, not Gary, fuck it.
Gary McAllister. Alexis McAllister.
Alexis McAllister.
And that Gary McAllister was a hell of a player.
He was good. Alexis McAllister. I just think he would fit the team so well. I think he'd be outstanding. I'm a big fan of Maxi, as you know. I don't want him going anywhere. And I know there's been rumors non-stop on Twitter, by the way, Ian. You won't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Everyone wants Miggy gone after that game at Chelsea, and I just think it's a bit sham that it's been so important to get where we are.
As an impact sub, they both even if they're not starting, they both be amazing for me.
We need depth, you know, and everyone has a bad game. I'd like to see the depth in the defensive area as well, because injuries do happen and win the Champions League now. But listen, I trust the process, and I think we've got the right men in the right role, and we've got the money to do it. So yeah, I cannot wait. But thanks for having me on. And I'll see you on the next one,
No problem.
Nice one. Take it easy, Kyle, mate.
Don't let you go. It's give us your socials before you go. With people find you, mate.
It's at KPovey NUFC, just Twitter.
Fantastic. Listen, thanks for coming on, mate. You take care. Enjoy your evening.
Ta-ra, lads. Bye-bye.
Ta-ra, lads. That is my guy, Kyle. Fantastic guy he is. We go through this comments. We're going to go through the players out of contracts. Yes, 6 out of contracts, potentially 7. Who could also go? But that includes Garan Kul going for a second loan. Would I take Neymar? Absolutely no chance. Definitely no way. Szoboszlai, Franca, Gif Orban, who plays for Ghent, and Guerrero, Oscar Cortez, Andre Varela, and he'd be happy with that as well. Thank you, Foxy, as well. Darren Eales looking like he's having a big impact, not just Dan Ashworth. Tanji, you're correct. Who does Oscar play for, Foxy? Oscar, yeah, probably no. But I do know Gif Orban plays for Genk, but in Belgium, know that much. Hi to Luca, hope you're okay. Lads, do you think we will sign players early in the transfer market? So any guess on pre-season? That's a great question. Yes, it has to be done, Ian. We must get the players in early.
That's going to be the aim. I think we'll certainly get. I think there'll be 1 or 2 that will be as soon as the window opens. They'll be dropped in the first couple of days. I think there's probably a couple of deals done already. As I said before, hopefully we can get 3 or 4 through the door before the American before we go to America, and then I think there's always a few that come later on in the window, isn't there? You know, but fingers crossed. I would rather obviously get people in and get them up to speed, because we've seen it takes a pre-season for a lot of players to understand the way that Eddie plays. You know, he's just the way that we press is like different to a lot of other teams. It's not just everybody charge forward at the same time. It's really technical in it. So fingers crossed we do.
Brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff. We're going to talk about the players. So it's going to be released at the end of the season, and we've got 6 of them. The first one's going to be Matty Longstaff. He's said to be a free agent with his contract up at the end of the season. I met him in Trafalgar Square. He looks fantastic. He's a great guy. He had an ACL injury, kept him out since December. No surprises there, Ian?
No. He's. I think that the club have said that we'll get him fit, back to fitness, whether his contract's finished or not. I think he'll still be looked after by the club, by the physios, until he is back to fitness, and then I expect as soon as he's sort of able to play on grass that he'll be going somewhere else. But that's really nice for the club to not just kick him to the curb, because he's been here a long time, hasn't he? And he's at one point he looked like he was going to end up being real quality.
Yeah, absolutely. When he scored that goal against United, I thought he was going to be the next big thing. And he scored away against United as well. However, it just hasn't worked out for him for some reason. He should have gone to Udinese when he had that chance. And I think he would have been a better player, but it just didn't come to it.
He got bruised.
He did. He got boost. More than boost. Wow. Yeah. that's that happened before. But that's for another day. Got one here for Paul Dummett, the club long-serving player. But I can see his time coming to an end, to be honest with you. I'm not going to lie. He's been a great servant, Paul. And I just do not think he's going to be here at the end of the season. I think his time has come. I think he needs to be playing games. Maybe a championship club. I think he'd do well.
Yeah, I thought the same until recently, but there's been quite a few reports coming out that he is going to get a 1-year extension, just because of what we were talking about before, for the homegrown status, and because he is really good influence on the team in the change rooms, and from I think Eddie Howe likes having him around. So for what he's costing us, he's not necessarily going to get any game time. He'll play maybe in a few of the cups and stuff like that, like the early stages. But I've got a feeling he might get 1 more year. And I think this is his, I don't know. Again, Les will keep us right on this, I'm sure, but I'm sure this will be his 10 year. So he'd be 10 years at the club. I might be wrong, but I think he is 10 years at the club as a professional, and so then he could have his testimonial. So I think that would be actually a nice trick if we did that. Yeah,
I hope he gets his testimonial, because he's a likeable lad. Paul's a likeable lad. He really, really is. Mark Gillespie is next one as well. 4th choice behind INQUIRIES, DeBracca and Pope. And he's going to be going at the end of the season anyway. But saw him in one of the clubs singing a Sunderland song. Big up to Mark. Hardly played games for us. I think going back to Scotland will be his best move for when he made his name as well. Are you surprised, Mark Gillespie?
No, I think Gillespie will go. I think he will.
Okay, 3 more to go through. Matt Ritchie, he's been a great servant for us. Came to the club for £12 million in 2016-17 season under Rafa Benitez. Lots of injuries. Impact his time at Newcastle. But when he does come on, he gives his all the time. But for me, he's got a bad injury. I just cannot see him play football again with this kind of injury. But if he does, I think a move back to Bournemouth will be the best of both parties if he decides to go back south.
Yeah, I think he might stay on. I think it'll be up to him. Obviously, it's been widely reported he wants to go back down south. But I think they might offer him some sort of role, coaching role in the under-21s, under-23s, whatever it would be. And he definitely is one of the sort of main guys in the dressing room. And to be honest, when he's come on, he's actually quality still. He's still got something. He's just not got the legs, has he? He's still got the technique. Like he's decent. But yeah, it's another one where I think he might stay on at the club, but it won't be as a playing role. I think it'll be in a coaching role if he wants to.
Yeah. Lewis Karius, came on loan, and it looks like his time at Newcastle is going to come to an end. And Inter Milan are showing interest. His wife is pregnant, his girlfriend's pregnant as well back in Italy, and I can see him going to Italy next season as well. And look, one game, I can't see him staying. Can you? I can't see him.
No, Karius will be gone. He spent. It was reported that he spent more time in Italy, which is understandable with the club's permission, obviously. He's not. Gillespie's been on the bench in the match day squad. Sorry, not on the bench as much, but in the match day squads when he's not been named. So yeah, I can see Karius will be gone, and quite rightly. He's done well for the club in the one game he played. I thought he played pretty well in the final. So yeah, he's a bit of a. We'll go with our best wishes.
Absolutely right. I mean, he's been a great servant as well. Well, not great servant, but we just wish to say thank you very much for that one game. Yeah. Two more. Kieran Clark as well. He can go as well. Free agent at the end of the season. Had a successful loan deal with Sheffield United after getting them back up to the Premier League. And yeah, he can go as well. And one more for me is Ryan Fraser. For me, he could be moved on. He's got 2 years left on his contract. Let's be real. Eddie Howe doesn't want him. He's training under 23s. That's all that you need to know. And I'll tell you what it means. I mean, the sooner Ryan gets away from our club, the better. I really do.
Yeah, you know what? I think he's had all the chances he was going to get with Eddie, and he'll be going. It might cost us money to get rid of him, but he'll be gone.
Absolutely. The sooner he goes, the better. He needs to be playing first team football elsewhere. It would not be at Newcastle United. We go for some comms before we wrap the show up. I know you're a busy guy. John, what are your expectations for Newcastle next year? For me, I expect a title challenge. Stay in the top 4, aim for 3rd next season. Just keep going, improve the players, and also get to win a trophy. I want to win a trophy next season, either the Carling Cup or the FA Cup, and go as far as you can in the Champions League. That's why I want to go there. N9NE, I really don't feel like Madison fits us anymore. I can see him. I can't see him in the high-pressing team. I feel Szoboszlai suits us more. What do you all think? For me, I would rather have Szoboszlai because he's technically gifted. He works hard for the team. And I tell you what, he just going to get better and better and better. And he's 23 years of age. Can't physically sign it. National Players Tour 1st of July. Tagging and Matty is crap. So I'd say move on from him now. Totally agree with you, especially after being ignored for 2 years by Cabbage. Getting the money from Wood and Shelby was a masterclass as Tangi. I'm sure it's more like 20 plus because Dummett joined us as a kid. I think you're right.
Could well be.
Could well be. And we've got one here. Got more. Richie's perfect to eventually go into coaching. The under 23 younger side, similar role for Dummett too. That's from Foxy. That's a quite good shout. I prefer Sobo over Mad, but I think we'll end up with Madison. I mean, he'd be rated as 50 million quid. I'll go for someone who's got European football as well. If Eddie Howe doesn't meet these expectations, so to sack him, to answer those questions, Tiger, is a definite no-no. But I think they probably give him another go the following season and see how he does then. But all eyes will be on him next season, Ian.
Yeah, I think he's earned the right with what he's done already. To if you're thinking that we've jumped 2 years ahead of schedule, so then he's definitely earned the right to have another 2 years, another 2 seasons. So next season and the season after that, no matter what happens, we're going to be European positions whatever happens. But I think we'll be 3rd or 4th next season with some quality signings. We'll quite easily get up there. I don't think we're not going to be ready to challenge yet. Like, I think City are way ahead of us, the way ahead of everybody, I think, in the world at the moment. But I think we can certainly, with a few additions, we can beat everyone else in the league, and we might nick a 2nd position.
Yeah, I hope we do, and then go for the title next year. And I think if Eddie Howe has to stick a patch, the orders were given time to sort things out. I have to agree, Tangy, they will. And John, try and get Ian on more often, True Geordie and nasty stuff. Do you know what it is, Alan? Exactly what I'm going to do. He is back. He's in my team. In my team. And Alan, totally agree. He's a legend in my book. And
cheers, Staples.
And he is legend. I think you're a legend as well. Right, we are going to wrap up the show in. I know you're a busy guy, and done an hour. And you know, did you enjoy coming on the show, mate?
Of course, as always, John. Always do, pal. Yeah, anytime I can get on, I will do. Just keep us in the loop. What's going on? You know what I mean?
No problem. How's Tommy? Is he good?
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's class, mate. He's class. He's enjoying his cricket. He's playing a lot of cricket at the moment, and next time you see him, he'll be about a foot taller. He's just growing like that much every time, like every month. So yeah, no, he's good, pal. Thanks for asking.
Absolutely. Just doing a tangent. I don't want Eddie to go, but the owners will demand to him trophies if Eddie doesn't win. We've got to be brutally honest about so many clubs underperforming like Liverpool, Chelsea, and Spurs. Be interesting with a fresh season to see what happens next season. Well, Tangent, you've got to give Eddie Howe a chance. He's got to be here. He'll be here for a while. And obviously, if the orders does decide to sack him, and I hope they don't, then we have to replace him with a winner. Someone's going to win titles. Simple as that. Thank you, Leslie. You're a good sport as well. Always good to see Ian on the show, and you too, Foxy, as well. You watch what you do.
Foxy.
Keep up the good work, John. Thank you so much, Alan, and you as well. And I should be back tomorrow for the player ratings show, the season player ratings. 27 players are going to go through with me and Louise. Hopefully get one more to join in as well. And if Louise is watching, don't be too generous on the players. You know what I mean? She gave Anthony Gordon a 10 out of 10.
Maybe not.
She'll probably give Joanna Sells a 10 soon. But nah, she's good. Louise is absolutely fantastic. Do show Louise Thompson some love as well. Louis E. Thompson's Twitter account as well. Do show some love as well. And if you like the video, please like and subscribe. The link's in the title as well. And have a quick review backstage. Guys, thank you so much for watching. And I shall see you guys back tomorrow. And have a fantastic evening. Watch what you're doing.
Yeah, bye-bye.